Hey, hello fourth grade. This is Mr. McAuliffe. Once again, coming to you from your classroom here at St. Margaret's. It's a little quiet without you guys here, but I'm going to read you a story again. You know, I think I mentioned last time, the last 2 weeks that I've read a story to each class, I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to continue to do this. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. And the book that I've chosen for this week is called After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. You guys have all heard the story about Humpty Dumpty, right? All right, well, this is a little bit different story. It is written by the author by the name of Dan Santat. After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. My name is Humpty Dumpty. And this was my favorite spot, right up here, high up on a wall. I know, it's really an odd place for an egg to be, but I love being close to the birds. Then, one day, I fell. You probably heard that story. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand because really it was just an accident. I didn't mean it to fall, but it did change my life. You see, fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together, mostly. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became really afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things, like reaching for my favorite cereal on the top shelf at the grocery store. Nope. I walked past that wall every single day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really did miss the birds being high above the city, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Because I did know that accidents can happen again. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same though, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. You can see a paper airplane here. The idea was that paper airplane. Making paper airplanes was harder than I thought. Ow! It's easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying. And trying. And trying. Until one day, I got it just right. Paper airplane that looked like a bird. And flew like one. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Until one day, unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. My plane landed on top of that wall. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I had spent working on my plane and all the other things that I had missed. I decided then that I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I reached the top and I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as the egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. The end. So I hope you can take a little lesson away from this story about Humpty Dumpty. Maybe something that you didn't realize from when you heard the story as a nursery rhyme. But the message here is that even though we fall down, we can get ourselves back up and brush ourselves off and keep going. That's the excuse me. That's the message for this week, 4th grade. If you find yourself falling down, get yourself back up and keep moving forward. I miss you guys, and I look forward to sitting in your classroom here with you, reading a story to you in person. Please remember to listen to your moms or dads or whomever is helping you with your work from home, and make sure that you're doing your work from home. Okay? Because even though we're not in school, we are still in school. Please remember to be safe, be healthy, and be strong, 4th grade. And until next week, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.